Slow poisoning of tech jobs. People don't realize what's coming. Okay. This is a scary title. Let's see, I guess, what's coming that we don't realize yet. You still haven't seriously understood what's going on. Most people don't even care about AI. They might be working in tech, but they think it's just some hype. Well, I guess most people, well, I wouldn't say most people. I don't think I've met a single person that doesn't use AI in their job daily at this point, but maybe I only know smart people that are doing it. So let's find out more. It's okay because their work isn't creating a new flashy website. More than 65% of tech jobs are actually maintaining some code that was written by some guy who left the company in 2010. This is actually a really good point because one of the things I think AI is actually good for. So I think AI is really bad for like vibe coded stuff or like, those one shot code this application thing. Every time I try it and I look behind what's actually happening, I just see like crappy code that is just really good for MVP, but doesn't actually work. But one thing I do think AI works really well for is once I've written out most of my application, I think it's really good at like changing bits of it. So if I already have tests and I already have all my APIs implemented and all the services, it's actually good at adding certain things in there and making sure it doesn't break the test. So if most of this is basically your job, then I can see how AI could potentially do a good job at that. But I don't know because this is not my job. But let's find out if this is what he is trying to say in this article. Even my job is to make sure that code is working properly. If not, I have to fix it. But I know what's coming. Most people in my circle don't even care a bit. They just say it's a phase and everything will be all right. Hell no. Okay. I would say most people are unaware and unprepared for the future. They're ignoring the wave by complaining that the people on surfboards are glorifying things too much. It's true. Okay, it is true, but that's the fact. You are so unprepared. But I feel like, when are you ever prepared for the future? I think the whole point of the future is that we don't know what's going to happen. If we knew what's going to happen, then we can essentially just like bet on the stock market, but we're never really prepared for the future. So yeah, I don't know. If we rewind to the past, everything was paper-based. The pen was the sword. Then computers came and pen was just a pen. It changed how the whole world used to work. Everything was digitally kept. Okay. It was a dramatic shift. It's happening again right now. But this time it's not just about one specific industry. It's about everything you do to earn a living. If your work involves using a laptop or computer, chances are by 2030, it will be obsolete. Bullshit. Once AI agents get mainstream, most of the stuffs are automated. I'm finding it really hard to read this article because I guess it's probably written by someone who English is not their first language. So it sounds like I'm the one messing up my vocab here, but it's not, I promise. But I don't really believe in this. I want to find out why he thinks this because I guess this is just a bunch of stuff. The real revolution is the quiet demolition of the barrier to entry for every so-called skilled profession. The fortress you built is made of sand. I've heard many people say you need to clock in 10,000 hours to become master of something. Congrats, your mastery is no longer needed. We can do it with prompts and agents. You spent a decade becoming a senior developer. You mastered framework, wrestled with legacy systems, and learned the art of debugging code you didn't even write. You built a wall of expertise. I mean, this person is just saying a lot of things, but give me evidence, give me proof. While you're optimizing a database query to reduce the latency from 5 milliseconds to 1 millisecond, some random dude with ChatGPT Plus subscription just built and deployed a full stack. Bullcrap. Like, this is actually upsetting me because I'm yet to see one person that doesn't have any knowledge of coding build something. Like, I've literally never seen that before, and build something that is actually useful, because I think a lot of people just build, I guess, just like user interfaces, but it doesn't actually work. So yeah, I'm yet to, I guess I challenge one of my viewers who doesn't know how to code, which I guess is not a lot because all my videos are about coding. But if you can build something with ChatGPT Plus subscription that is actually useful and you don't know how to code, then yeah, I'll give you $1 million that I don't have. He doesn't know what a foreign key or an index is. He doesn't care to know, and neither does his first paying customer. Ugh. The safety of I have skills, bro, is gone. It vanished last month while you were in a meeting arguing about the next week's sprint. Let's look at what you do. Okay, I guess we're about to see more evidence. You write code. You spent years learning JavaScript, Java, or Rust. You understand complexity, architecture, design patterns, and security. That's great. Here's an AI that was trained on the entire public corpus of human code. I guess this is using Claude. If anyone's actually ever tried to use Claude, like code editor that they have in there, I guess you can find out yourself how horrendous it is, but that's not a helper. That's a replacement for your entire dev team. No, it's not. This person is actually annoying me. Wait, let me see who they are. Do I have any information about them? A guy who can write code. Sometimes I sell code for bread. Mail me at. You know, I think this is probably someone that only learned how to code a year ago. So maybe their skills have been replaced by AI, but I guess they don't understand they're actually people that have put in 10,000 hours and have skills that are not even, like AI doesn't even come close to the skills. Also, this app was entirely built by an AI build. Yes. It's an ugly landing page that is usually purple. I think this is purple. I'm colorblind, but I know AI usually makes websites that ends up looking like this. But this is not coding. No one has a job as a coder and their job is to make landing pages. That's not very difficult, I guess. If your work can be well objectified, you know what your outcome is. Oh boy, your job is long gone. Okay. You are into thumbnail designing. You mastered Photoshop, Figma, color theory was your moat. You had the eye, but yeah, I can simply write some blah, 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 and get good, not great thumbnail. Yeah, but you know the thing about thumbnails? One thing I'm realizing is that the more AI gets good at making like images and all this stuff, I actually think that it makes my tastes go a lot higher. So sometimes I see a thumbnail and I can tell it's clearly been created with ChatGPT. And I guess in my head, I just think, okay, this is going to be a low effort video. So I end up not watching it. So I think people can still perceive effort. And if every single thumbnail suddenly becomes really, really good, then we're just going to look for the ones that are exceptionally good and the ones that you can tell that a human with a skill has interacted with it. So yeah, you're a technical writer. Already half of the blogs on the internet are written by AI. I'm just going to skip this. You know what? Maybe this article was even written by AI, judging from the fact that a lot of it is not making sense. So if this is so big, you ask, why isn't the top story in the news every night? You need to understand confusion is the most profitable niche. The tech companies selling you these AI tools are not going to advertise our new product will make your career obsolete. I think they always sell that. If you've listened to any Sam Altman's podcasts, he's usually talking about how it's going to replace a lot of jobs and we have to come up with new economies and how to pay people. So yeah, they usually talk about it because it actually increases their valuations when they're trying to raise money in the next round. Okay. The media would rather sell you fantasies about killer robots and AI did that because fear gets more clicks than nuanced articles about economic change. You know what's interesting to me? Why does this article have 1,000 claps on Medium? Because that's what I usually use to decide what articles to read. And I think this is full of crap. And I guess maybe a lot of people think like this, but I think anyone that thinks like this, again, they do not have the skills or they have not spent long enough time working on their skills. My opinion is that AI is really, really good. I use it every single day, but it's good if you already know what you're doing. But if you don't know what you're doing, it's basically like pointless. It's like me giving you a surgical tool where you don't know how to perform any surgery. It will just basically be pointless to you and you're only using it at 1% of its capacity. So I think it's actually even better for developers because I think in the future, because it's so much easier for us to now code, I'm talking about people that are already good at coding, it means that every single idea you could think of, but maybe you didn't have enough time or resource to build it, you can build it, which means that software engineering can essentially take over a lot of industries, basically. Yeah, I think it's a good thing. Your company's leadership is not going to announce that they're actively exploring how to replace every company is talking about trying to replace their employees with AI. It's crazy. I think I'm just going to go to the end and just see what's going on here. The end of one thing is beginning of another. Some things end because something new will come into the picture. It's high time we figure out where we fit into this hierarchy. One thing that sets us different from animals, birds, is that humans are creative beings. Okay, you know what? I think I'm going to rate this the worst article I've ever read on this channel. If this is the first video you're watching of this, I have a lot better articles than this. Yeah, there's no way to give an article a negative vote on Medium. If there was, I would have. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one.